What's up, my people? It is me, Queen 504. I wanted to come back and share with you guys Uncle Willie D's full interview about the stitching stuff. However, I wanted to bring to you guys the Cash Money Records reunion since it is coming up for Essence Fest in July. And I believe it's my opinion that it is going to be the precursor to a Super Bowl performance. So I wanted to get this out there and get you guys' opinion. So I wanted to get this out there first before the Uncle Willie D stuff. So forgive me for doing this first. Let me just say that I appreciate all of the comments that you guys have left on the Uncle Willie D snitching story. You guys are very passionate about Uncle Willie D. I do believe that the Uncle Willie D stuff would not have blown up the way that it did if not for the interview that he did with Cat Williams that amplified the snitching story that I did about him. Um, let me just say this too, that um, I had anesthesia like 2 days ago, and it's still kind of sitting on my chest a little bit. So if I mess up a little bit, please forgive me, because the anesthesia is still anesthesia. But I did want to make sure that I got this out here for you guys because unfortunately, as big as this story is, I have not seen it anywhere else. It's being overshadowed by the Cat Williams. I'm Cat Williams. See, that's the anesthesia. It's being overshadowed by the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, and it's a distraction. And I think that this story is bigger or should be bigger than the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. Why do I think it should be bigger? Because Cash Money Records and all of these artists, or at least the label, the Cash Money label, is also under the umbrella of Universal Music Group. Kendrick Lamar is under Universal Music Group. Drake is under Universal Music Group. And Cash Money Records is under Universal Music Group. Now, I'm going to show you all, I'm going to walk you all through why I believe that Cash Money Records, a reunion at Essence Festival, is going to be a precursor or a setup for them to do Super Bowl 2025. Um, I just That's my opinion. I'm not saying it is going to happen, but it may happen. Um, for those football fans, do y'all remember that after Usher did the Super Bowl in Vegas, that it immediately after halftime finished, and they said that the 2025 Super Bowl was going to be in New Orleans, people immediately started lobbying Jay-Z for Lil Wayne to do the halftime of the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Now, they were like, they're not going to do two African American performers back to back. And it was like, but that's their hometown. But it was like, but they beefed out. Baby and Lil Wayne beefed out. But Baby holds the Masters. Wayne can't do the Super Bowl without getting permission from Baby to do the Super Bowl because he holds the key to the Masters. And Baby has said that in interview after interview after interview, he holds the key to the Masters. So without Baby either giving the okay for Wayne to perform the songs or being there to also perform, then ain't gonna be no Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans for Wayne. So this says Cash Money Records reunion at Essence Festival in New Orleans in preparation for Super Bowl halftime 2025, allegedly. These are my thoughts only. So let's take a look at what I have pulled up here and see what possibly could happen. So Birdman and friends join Essence Fest, and this was announced 8 days ago. As we eagerly approach the milestone 30th birthday of Essence Festival of Culture, presented by Coca-Cola, anticipation is mounting for a glimpse into what July holds in store. In line with this year's theme, Loving on Us, what could be more than fitting than celebrating another year of partying with a purpose than with an unforgettable performance by Birdman and friends? In conjunction with the festival's approaching celebration, Birdman and Friends will also honor 3 decades of the Cash Money Millionaires. The record label, which began at the outset of the 90s, is responsible for some of New Orleans' biggest rap stars, including Lil Wayne, Juvenile, and Mannie Fresh. Drawing from the rich musical legacy of the city, the Essence Festival of Culture, presented by Coca-Cola, honors the cultural pioneers whose artistry continues to make a lasting impact. From its inception, the festival has been woven into the very fabric of the local community. From the legendary musicians entrenched in the city's soul to the artisans, chefs, and custodians of culture who breathe life into our heritage, each element adds to the festival's vibrant flair. The excitement kicks off with the announcement of the performance lineup at the Caesars Superdome, paying homage to their musical roots embedded in New Orleans. Also announced, Essence's enduring 30-year partnership with New Orleans has inspired the Legacy brand to contribute $30,000 to the New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Fund grant program. This contribution underscores the unwavering commitment to preserving the city's rich culture and supporting local initiatives. Throughout the next month, check back for more announcements on who will be joining the festival this year. You never know who might show up. To apply for press credentials to the 2024 Essence Festival of Culture presented by Coca-Cola, press credential request form, book your festival travel using our official hotel discount. The Essence Festival of Culture presented by Coca-Cola will take place July 4th through 7th. For more information and updates on the festival, visit our website and follow us on social media at Essence Fest on X, Facebook, and Instagram. There was another article that was released. Let me jump to that one right here with Juvenile on the front of it. Let me read that one real quick. I believe it was like 2 minutes long. Now, they never come out and say explicitly because there was a couple of weeks ago, they showed Baby, Juvie, um, and I want to say BG in the studio together down in New Orleans. But Fresh was not there. Fresh and Baby have never made up. Never. They have never expressly said, even Baby and Wayne have not been in the same room together. They've never expressly said who. They said Birdman and friends will be at this reunion. They've never expressly said who these friends are. So you have to read between the lines to see or figure out who they're talking about. So in this article, let's read this one. 2024 Essence Festival announces its first act, an ode to New Orleans hip hop history. The annual July concert series at the Caesars Superdome celebrates its 30th year birthday this year. And this is by Keith Sparrow. Keith usually does the writing on hip hop. Now, more than a few fans of the Essence Festival of Culture grew impatient, waiting for word on exactly who will perform at the 2024 event in New Orleans in July. Finally, on Wednesday, Essence announced its first act for 2024, a reunion of New Orleans rap powerhouse Cash Money Records' Millionaires, curated by label co-founder Brian Birdman Williams. The Cash Money reunion is slated for one of the 30th anniversary Essence Fest nighttime concerts at the Caesars Superdome, which are July 5th through 7th. So they never say which night, and they never come out and say who exactly is going to be a part of this reunion. Let's go 30 years for 30 years and start this thing off with New Orleans. Read the initial announcement on the Essence Fest social media account. The most anticipated reunion goes down at this year's Essence Fest. You asked and we delivered. Birdman presents 30 years of Cash Money Millionaires. Sorry for the late notice. Here we come. Essence plans to announce more acts one at a time throughout the month of May. Cash Money rappers Lil Wayne and Juvenile have performed at Essence previously, as has Birdman, who will be a part of the 2024 Cash Money reunion at Essence. Wasn't specified. The Essence Festival has expanded its footprint in New Orleans over the years. It now encompasses much more than its core 3 nights of the Superdome concerts and 3 days of empowerment seminars at the Ernest Morial Convention Center. For Essence, the Superdome is generally configured for a capacity of between 40 and 45,000 seats. Tens of thousands of attendees also visit the free seminars and product promotions at the convention center, as well as other Essence events around town. Founded in 1995 as a celebration of the 25th anniversary of Essence magazine, the Essence Fest soon established itself as the cornerstone of New Orleans summer tourism. Essence has featured some of the biggest names in popular entertainment, including Beyonce, Prince, Kanye West, Janet Jackson, Mary J. Blige, Missy, Queen Latifah, Jill Scott, Kendrick Lamar, Diddy, and more. It has been staged in New Orleans every year except 2006 when it moved to Houston while the Superdome underwent Hurricane Katrina related repairs. The 2022 Essence Fest, the festival's in person comeback following 2 summers of COVID related virtual only festivals, was the first produced under the auspices of a new team at Essence Ventures. The festival's New York based parent company, led by President and CEO Caroline Wanga. Hired in 2020, she was charged with revitalizing the entire Essence brand. Late in fall 2022, Essence appointed Hakeem Holmes, a New Orleans native and St. Augustine graduate, as the company's first ever vice president focused specifically on the Essence Festival. Wanga Holmes and also an almost entirely new executive team set about orchestrating a generational shift at Essence Festival. In its first 2 decades, Essence adhered to a tried and true formula. R&B was the festival's bread and butter, with old school artists augmented by more contemporary acts. It largely ignored hip hop. By contrast, the entire 2023 festival celebrated hip hop's 50th anniversary. For the first time, female rappers Lauryn Hill, Missy Elliott, Megan Thee Stallion headlined the 3 nights of Superdome concerts. The first announcement for 2024 indicates Essence's embrace of hip hop will continue. Traditionally, Essence unveiled its lineup in late January. In 2022, the lineup wasn't revealed until early March. The 2023 lineup came out in late March. This year's announcement came a month later than that, falling in the middle of New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. In recent weeks, some Essence regulars have expressed impatience on social media. Some said they were waiting to buy tickets until knowing who would be performing. Now they know at least one act. Now they have is so much going on with Essence this year. Um Baby's one of Baby's childhood friends is my best friend, and he was the ticket guy. He used to the 100 tickets they used to give Baby. He would go out and he would scalp those tickets for Baby, and then give the money to Baby, and Baby would pay for the hotel rooms with the money, buy food for the sharks, whatever. He still scalps tickets. So he was going to get my tickets for the Janet Jackson concert, which wasn't scheduled until like the 27th of July. And I was like, why would Janet come to New Orleans in like way after Essence Fest? Why would they not just stick her on Essence Fest? So now they moved her from like the 27th of July to July 7th. So they've now stuck her on Essence Fest. And I'm like, okay, why did they not do that at first? So it's crazy stuff going on behind the scenes with Essence Fest. So um with Cash Money also, there is they kept alluding to 30 for 30. um Cash Money was founded in 1991. So Cash Money Records is the record oldest black owned record label that is still functioning today. Um, they are celebrating this year the 25th. So Mannie Fresh and Juvenile are celebrating the 25th year anniversary of the song Back That Ass Up. Um, Baby and Slim are celebrating the 25th year anniversary of signing the deal with Universal Records this year. That'll be in November. Um, it'll be the 25th year anniversary of the signing of the deal with Universal Records. Um, so they've got a lot going on. So that's why I say um, this Essence Fest is setting them up to do the Super Bowl because to me, they have not gotten their flowers. They have not been celebrated the way they should have been celebrated for signing the deal. The deal that they signed set other companies up to be able to sign these deals. Baby signed the deal with Universal that allowed him to keep his masters, and it that allowed other people to be able to do the same. And he has not been celebrated for being able to do that. So I believe by them giving him the Super Bowl halftime is that celebration of what him and his brother were able to do. So, um, yeah, I think they feel like it's time. And them Jewish people at Universal Records, I believe they stood up or standing up for him and his brother to be able to get the celebrations they deserve. They love that man. Them people at Universal Music Group love Brian and Ronald Williams. And I believe that they stood up, they talked for them, and they wanted to see that happen. 400 Degreez made its commercial debut November 3rd, 1998, by Universal Records. Um, and that 25 years is going to hit right then. So Super Bowl is going to be, let me pull that up. And it's so funny. I'm finna show y'all. I'm finna show y'all this Super Bowl thing. Because Super Bowl was supposed to happen in New Orleans in 2024. I think, and this is just my thoughts. Y'all might think different. Leave in the comments what y'all think, because I could be wrong. Um, Super Bowl, y'all see right here. Originally, New Orleans was slated to host the big game, but switched because the game will reportedly overlap with Mardi Gras. So it's saying the 2024 Super Bowl event will be held at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on February 11th, 2024. Originally, New Orleans was slated to host the big game, but switched it because it was going to overlap with Mardi Gras. Now, how crazy is that? That y'all switched the game out of New Orleans in 2024 because y'all said it was going to clash with Mardi Gras. Now y'all having it in New Orleans in 2025, and it just so happens that in November of 2024, Cash Money Records is going to be celebrating the 25th year anniversary of 400 Degreez. And then the Super Bowl is coming to the Superdome on February the 9th of 2025. To me, that seemed a little bit like it was set up. I don't know. Stranger things happen. Maybe some palms was greased or something, but that seemed like it was a setup to me. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But them boys at Universal Music Group, I think they made some stuff shake. Cause all of a sudden, you got all these people, and they knew BG was coming out of jail. They knew BG was coming out this year. They knew it. It was like the stars was aligning. They knew he was coming out. All Cash Money had been estranged for years. I got video footage. I got a ticket, and I'm gonna show it to y'all. I have video footage from the House of Blues where the Big Timers was trying to do a reunion. Baby and Mannie Fresh was trying to do a reunion of the Big Timers, and it never happened. I believe that was either 2016 or 2018. And at that time, Baby had already said that Cash Money Records had already sold over 1 billion records. And I'm gonna tell you, cause everybody wondered like, who is this girl? Who is she? My boyfriend is CeeLo. If y'all don't know who CeeLo is, look him up. Go on Facebook and type in CeeLow. CeeLo the Great. Type in his name, and you're gonna find out who CeeLo is. CeeLo and I dated from 1999 until he passed away in June of 2020. So that makes us what? Kamala married. So they tried to do a um a reunion between Baby and Mannie Fresh, and unfortunately, it did not manifest. But I'm looking for this. It's like all of these things had to line up for this Essence Fest thing to happen and for this Super Bowl thing to possibly happen. And in order for all of this to happen, Baby got to pay Mannie Fresh his money. Baby got to pay Mannie Fresh his money. As far as I know, they're saying that Baby has paid Wayne his money. And I'm going to come back one day. I have the paperwork. I have the paperwork where Wayne sued Baby about his money. I got the paperwork.